picks it up. Celtics can tie it up or take the lead.
Great game by Brandon Bass.
Brandon Bass has a total of 25 points.
The journey that took Brandon Bass to China was not something the American forward anticipated while playing 12 seasons in the NBA.
I never really wanted to come overseas. You know, I felt that I was going to have an even longer career in the NBA, but you know, when it presented itself to me, you know, I thought about it long and hard. You know, I got kids, I got wife and kids. It was tough for me to leave them, but I wanted to, you know, continue my basketball career, and when my agent told me that I was going to be coming to a team that was, you know, a pretty good team and we could do great things, you know, I thought about coming.
The impact of Bass moving to the CBA was immense for Liaoning, as he proved to be the missing ingredient in the Flying Leopards finally claiming a long elusive league championship. Last season, you came over your first time in the CBA and you guys won the championship right away. Take us back to that experience and what it was like going through that.
Great experience, you know, especially being my first time playing in the CBA, you know, playing with this team. Before I got here, I heard great things, and it was just cool for me to be a part of this group. And, you know, being able to win the championship, I don't think it get no better than that.
23 years of trying for Liaoning, what was special about last year's team that you guys were able to pull it together and finally win the franchise's first title?
Well, I thought they had great experience from, you know, getting there multiple times, and they actually just needed, you know, a veteran player just to be able to get them over the hump. And I thought that's why I came here, and it was good for them.
Now, did it take you guys a while to get your vibe back this season? You were in the hunt from the beginning, obviously, but you really caught fire kind of right before the international break and went on this long winning streak.
Well, I just think that, you know, we had a little rust early on, and once we got, you know, into flow and the swing of things, we got rolling. We didn't really come into the season with any particular objective but to win another championship, and, you know, try to take it one day at a time and get better. But we see every night, you know, teams giving us their best, and we just trying to get wins.
A wrist injury knocked Liaoning center Han De-Jun out of action late in the regular season, meaning Bass would need to shoulder even more responsibility for the Flying Leopards during the 2019 CBA playoffs. But when it comes to stepping up in the face of adversity, the 33-year-old has no shortage of role models to take inspiration from, thanks to his well-traveled NBA tenure.
I learned a lot from the veterans. You know, my first years in the league, I wasn't playing, so I followed veterans that worked hard, and I just followed them around and kind of soaked up, you know, the game from them. And over the years, it turned me into, you know, a pretty solid player. You know, each year, you know, I had a veteran that I could learn from when I was in New Orleans to when I got to Dallas. I had Dirt as a great veteran mentor and leader. When I got to Orlando, you know, I was pretty ready to go then. But then I got to Boston, and, you know, I think I was like 8 years in the league, but I was playing with a bunch of old men, and Paul and KG and Ray Allen. So I was like I was a young guy all over again. So I learned a lot from those guys as well. And, you know, those experiences for me is what led to me being able to come to China and in my first season, you know, be able to help a team win the championship.
How has your CBA experience been away from the court? Like, as far as, I understand that you've been kind of writing and recording hip-hop since pretty much before you were a teenager, and the scene has really been exploding here in China over the last couple of years. So what are some of the topics that you kind of deal with, and the fans ever ask you to rap with them?
I've had people ask me about rapping. Rapping is something I did, I started doing early on in my life, probably when I actually started writing raps when I was probably like 12, 13 years old. And I developed a love for it just from watching like old school hip hop. And once I made my first verse and it came out pretty good, I just kept on doing it, and it went from there to actually going to the studio and recording and things like that. And I just developed a love for it over the years and just kept it going, you know. But I always said I would never try to make a career out of it. I just do it for the love of it.
What do you think the future holds for you career-wise?
I think the sky's the limit, you know. Only thing I would say about basketball and continue playing so many years so far from home would be just missing time with my family, you know. But the sky's the limit for me because I dedicate my life to the game of basketball, and it's been that way since I was like 14 years old. It's wake up. My first thought is getting to the gym, you know what I'm saying? It's been that way since I was 15, and I'm 33 years old now. I'm pretty well off, and it's still the same thing. Definitely love to be back home playing. But I'm just going to strive to be my best self every day, and we'll see what happens.
Brandon Bass, always a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me.